Hey, welcome everybody to Let's Be Real. We are super excited to have you here on this amazing Tuesday evening. And it would not be a Let's Be Real without my amazing co-host, my sister for life, my sister in success, MsNita LLynch. Now, guys,
Yay.
before I even let my sis get into it, I didn't even tell you who I was. For those of you who do not know, I am Miss Naima Smith. And like I said, I am here with MsNita LLynch, and we are about to get into it. How are you doing, Nita?
I am phenomenal. Listen, I'm revved up. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. All the words you can think of. I am. How are you feeling?
I am feeling amazing, and I cannot wait to get into this amazing episode of Let's Be Real. I am super excited. And you know what? We're not even going to continue this because we have some amazing gentlemen joining us this evening. You guys have been asking for the male perspective. And tonight, oh, we are going to bring it. We have three amazing gentlemen that we cannot wait to introduce you to. We have an amazing gentleman, Director Jay Stewart, out of Maryland. We have Director Nate Newman, also out of Maryland, and Zaire Simpson, out of California. Let me tell you a little bit about this amazing man, Jay Stew. This gentleman, first of all, his tagline is from the beach to the bank. So that should tell you a lot right there. He went from working 80 plus hours a week, as he likes to call a transportation specialist, to now securing a legacy for his amazing boys. And when I tell you he is not going to stop, he is going to keep going, changing people's lives. Director Nate Newman. Man, listen, this gentleman, principal by day, saving adults at night, an amazing husband, an amazing father. And when I tell you, they call him Mr. Belief. And tonight you are going to learn why. We have a young gentleman, Zaire Simpson. This man is from Cali, West Coast, in his 20s. He was working multiple security jobs. And he said, no, I'm about to earn this money and travel. I'm going to live it up. And I'm not even going to tell his whole story because he's definitely going to go in about this 14-day cruise that he just came off of. But let me tell you, all of these gentlemen are down to earth. Some of them are earning over $10,000 a month residually. And I'm not going to tell all their business because I'm going to bring these amazing gentlemen to the line so they can actually tell their amazing stories themselves. Please come to the line, Director Jay Stewart, Director Nate Newman, and Zaire Simpson. And please start telling these amazing viewers a little bit about yourself.
Oh, Naima, what an amazing intro. Hold on, time out. This how y'all bring in the show? I didn't get it back to y'all real quick. That is awesome real quick. Y'all are the best hostess ever. You serious? Hold on. I was like, they talking about me right there? Hold on, this is great. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm Zaire Simpson out of Los Angeles, California. You know, I got invited by my sisters in success, Miss Naima Smith, MsNita LLynch. You know, thank you for having me on. You know, I see Director Jay Stewart and popped up. What's going on, Director Jay Stewart?
Hey, what's up, family? Look, Zaire, I had my stuff muted. I started looking around. Like, who they talking about? We got taglines and, man, all this stuff. Absolutely incredible. I see these two amazing superstars, and I see my brothers in success. Man, I'm fired up to be on here. Thank y'all for the incredible introduction. Look, y'all got me choked up, and we just got started. Thank y'all.
Well, welcome. Look, I am excited to be here. I couldn't think of any other gentleman I'd rather be on here with. Super humbled and excited to be on the line with you champions tonight.
Yes. Well, we want to thank you first and foremost for taking the time out of your busy schedules to jump on with us. We love you guys, and we definitely look up to you all. And we just want to dive right on into it. So with that being said, we're going to go in order. I have a quick question. My first question is, please share with everyone when you were first introduced to this opportunity, what were your thoughts? I'm going to actually start with Director Jay Stew.
Wow, I was hoping you were going to start somewhere else. Look, I got the email, but how 100 can we keep this? We can keep it.
Listen, this is what it is. Talk
Got
about it. What happened?
Got it. When I first saw the opportunity to be in travel, travel just made sense. It made a ton of sense, and I was actually coming out of something else. I can't even remember now. Right, the older you get, it kind of all runs together. But when I first saw the travel business, I was like, man, it's going to be a gold mine. Right, it's going to be an absolute gold mine because the product, one, it was something that you didn't have to sell. People were already enthusiastic about it. They wanted to do it. Never had to twist anybody's arm to go on a trip. So that made sense, and I was already a huge fan of network marketing, right? Being able to grow a business, develop yourself personally, and earn income. So when you marry the two of those things together, I was like, man, this is going to be a dream come true. So when I first got introduced to travel itself as a business, that was my initial take.
Okay. And Mr. Nate Newman?
Okay, so repeat the question one more time.
I got it.
He had to put his badge on so he could see the question.
Yeah, he had to get real professional with it, right? Okay. So basically, my question is, please share with everyone, when you were first introduced to this opportunity, what were your thoughts? And before you answer, we want people to know that obviously you got in first, Jay, and you made that phone call to your best friend, kind of how me and Naima was. Naima got into the business. She was like, hey, listen, I'm with it. So just want to talk about that. So what was your first experience as far as that part go?
So it's like Director Stewart said, we kind of have a two-part story, right? Okay. So when we first entered travel, that was about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I remember I didn't get a phone call. I got a text message that said, hey, brother, I think I found it. I know you're doing your principal thing, but I think I found the vehicle that's going to set us free. And off the strength of the relationship, I went and I took a look. And jumped on board. And about a year and a half later, we followed a gentleman by the name of Mr. Donald Bradley. He was the #1 income earner in our past travel deal. And he said, I'm starting my own company because I want to look out for my people. I want to make sure that the average person can make above average income and that they could break the bank if they so choose to. So we followed his leadership into our current opportunity. And man, we jumped in with both feet. We came in right away and said, we're going to do some damage with this and in a good way. And so we went to work right away, very aggressive, very excited. Belief level was high. And even though we love travel, we didn't come just to take trips. We came to generate some money, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, Zaire, may you ask the same question?
All right. So when I was first introduced to the travel opportunity, I was like already hosting big vacation trips for friends. We would get like these big vacation rentals, right, and just enjoy the house for the weekend, what have you. And somebody in the business was like, you can get paid for booking travel. I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? It was foreign to me, kind of like when Uber first came out. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, you can get in somebody's car and they'll take you somewhere. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? So kind of like the same thing. So, like you said at the beginning, I was actually working for security jobs when I was first introduced to this business. And I was like, I definitely do need to make some extra money because this is not it at all, right? Jumped into the business and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to head and just learn everything that I possibly can. And this is how amazing God is. Somehow, some way, just got connected with Miss Washington, who's connected to this amazing leadership with Director Newman and Director Jay Stewart, who's been following Mr. Donald Bradley. That just trickles down. It just how it was just set up like that. And I had to learn it, so just how Director Newman said, it's actually bigger than travel. I was looking to use it as a vehicle to retire from security completely. You feel me? And how I was going to do that, I needed to actually double my income that I was actually making on the security job, working all those jobs. So, And by it being bigger than travel, you know, you want to retire. How you gonna be a husband? How you gonna be a father? Right? Who do I look at? Who do I look after? Right? You know, it's positive men in my life. It's positive men in my life. You know what I'm saying? But in this venture, how are they lining up their, I would say, duties as a man with this vehicle, and how can I follow that leadership?
Mm-hmm.
And who better to follow than Director Jay Stewart and Director Newman? You know what I'm saying? So it's been 2.5 years now following this leadership, and you should see. It's really amazing to see. Like, yo, you really change. You think I'm doing all this to be the same?
Right. You got to change somewhere, right?
I know that's right.
That's what it's about. You change your circle, you change your everything. It's just what the case is. You have to change your circle. You know, you have to do things different if you want different results. So that definitely. You want to jump in? Naima, have anything to add on that? No.
You know what? I love that Zaire brought up about that personal development. You know, people want all these changes, but they're not willing to do something different. They're not willing to change. You have to start working on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these people on here, they're not the same person they were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago. Because if they were, their income wouldn't be going up.
Hmm.
Their network wouldn't be going up, because your network is your network. So add in the personal development, start building your network, and start leveling up life, period.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone keeps complaining about what's not going right, and they're not looking for the solutions.
Mm-hmm.
See, right here, we're working on the solutions. And that's why right here, everyone is winning. Man, I know y'all listening. If you agree with anything we saying, we need some fire emojis in the chat, because they dropped some nuggets. I know y'all on here. Shout out. Amir said, iron sharpens iron.
That part. That's what it's about.
Most definitely. And you know what? Director Stewart, he asked us earlier, how real can he be? I'm sorry, but this is called Let's Be Real for a reason. Now, we shouted out where every single person was from, but for those who are new, you have tuned into Let's Be Real. I am Miss Naima Smith, originally from New York. No, with my co-host, MsNita LLynch, originally from New York. And all of us New Yorkers love to keep it all the way real. So we have given Director Stewart permission to keep it real, because we had to give them permission to get on us. So now we're just throwing it back to these amazing gentlemen to keep it real and go in. And if you check the chat, gentlemen, I'm not sure if you can see, but if you can't see, the fire emojis are coming in, because they already know that these gentlemen now are about to go in. If they weren't going to go in before, they're about to go in now. I'm going to pass it right back over to you, sis.
All right. So my next question is, when did you realize this opportunity was more than just travel? Okay. When did you get mad and made a decision to win for yourself and your family? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go back to you, Mr. J. Stu. Listen.
Just because I signed up first don't mean I got to go first, right? That don't mean, that's not what that means. That's not what that means. Man, Nate, help me, Nate, because you know, in our minds, that's such a, man, it was a lot of different times. Honestly, you know, in our career, we've been doing this a long time. You know, it's been like 20 years that we've been in the industry, and I hope we can get back to this personal development piece too at some point. Because y'all just hit a nerve when Zaire talked about that, when you talked about it. So let me answer the question. Let me be a good person on the thing. You said when. What was the question again? I know, when did I get mad? That's the second part. What was the first part?
When did you realize this opportunity was more than travel? When did you realize I can go from the beach, from the bus to the beach to the bank? At what point did you say to yourself, you know what? Let's travel, okay, but I'm about to go get the bag. Yeah. I'm about to go do what I gotta do for me and my family.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm tired of riding the bus.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Nita, to your point, the moment I saw it, right? The moment I saw the compensation plan, the moment, again, and I just want to give perspective. Not everybody's like that, because not everybody has a background that we had, right? Myself, Director Newman, where we've been in the industry of, home-based business, that industry, that arena for so long. So when we see something, we're not just looking at the product. we're really looking at, the compensation plan. Like, how do we get free? Right. At the end of the day, that's what we've always been chasing. I hope that's okay for me to say. It is. This is real, right?
Yeah.
We'll call it real talk.
Real.
Yeah. So that's what we've always been chasing. It's not necessarily been a product, not necessarily been a comp plan. It's always been freedom, right? How do we get free? How do we get our lives back? How do we, have money as an issue not be an issue? And so when we're looking at something, that's what we're looking at, right? And that's what I saw. I saw it immediately when I saw that the comp plan, 6 figures. We've been chasing that for a really, really long time. So the opportunity to get that was right there on the table the moment we took a look. And I think I get your question, because I think a lot of people come in, and because travel is so attractive, it's the thing that everybody wants to do, right? And they love it. They're passionate about it. And what happens sometimes is they can be in the water and miss the wave, right? They can miss the miracle. They can miss the pile of money that's sitting here. Right. It's one thing to take a trip. It's another thing to have a life that looks like and feels like a vacation for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So, and that's what's on the table. So, yeah, it's easy to miss that. But for us, and I'm just speaking for myself, and I hope Nate doesn't mind me speaking for him. I know when we came in, we immediately, that's what we're looking at coming in the door. We're looking at, okay, can we get free from this? Trip is cool. Take a trip anywhere. Can we get free? So we saw it immediately.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'm up.
You are.
My turn.
Yes,
We, whenever you look at an opportunity, you definitely want to look at the product, and it needs to be something that the masses either need or want, right? And so travel fits that definition. Everybody either wants to travel or they want to travel more, right, than what they already do. And if we can show them how they can do it smarter and for pennies on the dollar, then that just makes sense to me, right? So when I first took a look at travel, I was like, man, I'm going to kill it. I'm selling Recess. Y'all remember Recess? Bell ring, go outside and play. Ain't nobody had to convince you to go play, did they? So I don't have to. That's what I love about this product. We don't have to convince anybody to go to Jamaica, to go to the UK, to go to Europe, to go to Africa, to go to the DR, to go, even if you want to stay state bound, go to Miami. Like, you don't have to convince people to do that. So for me, I was like, this is an easy conversation to have with people, right? And, I didn't have to get mad. I was already mad, right? All I had to do was look at my bank account and get mad, right? And it was not balanced. Life in the bank account was not on the same street. Ends, they forget meat, they ain't even see each other, right? And so for me, along with Director Stewart, we made the decision that if we're gonna make the necessary sacrifices, if we're gonna put the time, the effort in, if we're gonna miss time from family and home, if we promised our significant others that we was gonna go out on a hunt, we was gonna make sure that we brought home the kill. And every man here should be able to understand that, right? If you telling your family, I'm going to hunt, you better bring some meat home, right? And that was our focus. So we made a decision, man. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of being broke. I was sick and tired of looking good, smelling good, but feeling like a failure on the inside. I'm telling people get straight A's in school. I'm telling my kids to get straight A's in school, but I felt like I was failing in life. So guess what? I had to change my report card. Right? It was time to go from being the average or below average student in life and become the honor roll parent, become the honor roll husband, especially when it came to finances. And so I immediately made a decision. And for those of you that don't really know what decision means, decide. Anything in CIDE means you got to kill it. Homicide, pesticide, right? Homicide, to kill, right? So to decide means to kill off every other choice. So for me, it was only one way. It was success.
The mic is hot. That mic is hot. Listen. He said so much in that. It was like, man, I'm stuck on the report card because most of us We ask of our kids and things like that, and we are no man. You said so much in that, Director Newman.
Nita, what's funny is like exactly what you said. We ask our kids. So for me, I'm thinking of growing up. I wish I would have came home with something less than an A. What if your kids came to you and said, okay, mom and dad, what did you do all day? Let me see your report card. Because we have this dope opportunity, and yes, we are all a part of the same amazing opportunity in addition to our jobs, working this part-time. But unfortunately, Director Stewart has shared how many amazing people we have in this opportunity. Over 115,000 people. We don't even have 1,000 directors in this opportunity. So what about the rest of the people? What if our kids say, well, mom, dad, how long have you been in this opportunity? You said that you can leave a legacy income for me. When you leave here, you said that you joined this awesome opportunity. Or for the people who maybe you felt you were too busy, or you felt like you didn't think you needed a plan B, or you didn't think you needed another business or a business because you have an amazing job. And that's amazing. We want you to have an amazing job. But we all know in this day and age, you need multiple streams of income. So imagine you telling your child, oh, no, I didn't do that business. Oh, no, I haven't been pouring in. So, dad, you have an F? So, mom, you have an F? I can't bring home an F, but you can?
Say that.
I wish I know my mom is tapped in. I wish I would have brought home some Fs back in the day. Yeah, y'all would have never met Naima Smith.
Amen.
If y'all know what we're talking about, I like up the chat because we all know we had to apply ourselves. Why have we applied ourselves as children, but not adulthood came and we stopped applying ourselves?
Man.
Sure, I'm going to pass it on to Zaire to tap in because please just tap in.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. When it was bigger than travel, actually last year on my birthday in Atlanta, when I actually got a chance to, really connect with Director Stewart and Director Newman in person in Atlanta for a live event, and that was huge for me because at that event I saw so many people going out to win for their families. Everybody else had jobs and other things and lives going on, but I saw so many in one place, and it was like, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be at for sure. And then to get to have some meetings after the meetings, and like really just to connect one-on-one. I'm like, okay, now I'm making a decision to be here, and I'm staying committed to that decision. I actually I haven't shared this with y'all yet, but I have a goal to visit one of the events in each of the states and the places that we have available out in the U.S., until we go to that next level, then we start visiting internationally. Because I know Monaco was fire. Look, listen, hey, okay, look, all right, I'm stopping.
Nah, keep going.
You want to jump in?
Yeah, I want to jump in, man, because I want to get this dude his flowers while we on here. Mr. Zaire Simpson, and this is really because I know this is really a message for men tonight, even though we got the ladies on, right? But as Director and Stewart and I have been honored, humbled, and blessed to mentor this young man, we've seen him grow. I mean, the difference is night and day. I had the pleasure of coming out to California a few weeks ago, and I had the opportunity to meet Zaire's father, Sherman Simpson, and he said, "Man, thank you for pouring into my son. I see the changes in him. I see his leadership development. He's reading books. He's attending conferences. He's self-improving. And I just want to thank you, gentlemen, for pouring into my son." Do you know how humbling that is for a father to communicate that to another man, pouring into his son? And that's what this business is about. It's about each one teach one. And so a lot, and I'm not going to jump ahead because I know one of the questions that's coming, but I just want to, the men, if the men ever really caught this and start pouring into other men and showing them how to use this vehicle as an opportunity to free their families, it's going to be a whole different ball game at that point. So it's a privilege to work with my brothers, right? It's a privilege to pour into this young brother who's out here now leading a team of other individuals. Mr. Stewart is one of my best friends in the world. I've known him for over 30 years, even though we only 25, right? And I know, right? This ain't even real great. This makeup. And to see this young brother go grab his best friend and to see him go create new best friends because of this opportunity, and he's pouring into them, that's powerful. So I just wanted to give that brother his kudos and his flowers when we was on here. And no matter what age you are, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, men, this thing is real. This is a real vehicle, a real viable opportunity to become the provider, the leader, the mentor, everything you were created to be. This is an opportunity you can use this vehicle to do it. So I just wanted to get that brother his flowers while I was on my heart.
Absolutely. We thank you for that. So go ahead, jump on in.
Yeah, man. You started. You did it. You were telling me he did it. He started it. You know what I hear you saying, New, is it's something we say in the industry, and we've been saying it, and this is so huge, man. Come on, help me get it out. Because yes, the money is the thing, right? Obviously, because as providers, and I'm talking about male or female, don't matter, right? You want the money to be able to do those things, but what the real prize is who you become in the process. That's the real prize. It's the personal development, honestly. And so to hear Nate New talk about, Zaire and his dad and him saying, hey, listen, I can see the change in my son, man, is for us as men, and I'm speaking to the men for a minute, it's an opportunity to leave the legacy in them and not form. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And so when you see that next generation coming up, and all of them don't look like a Zaire, right? All of them not on point like Zaire. Zaire, how old are you?
29.
29. Okay, 29. I was probably starting to get it together, but like my early 20s, when I got introduced to the industry, man, I'm telling you, I ain't have it together. I ain't look like anybody's prospect, right? And so just coming full circle when Zaire was talking about, hey, listen, the mentorship of Director Stewart and Director Newman, Zaire, when you were talking about that, I was literally thinking, if this dude only knew what I looked like at 20, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't gonna be nobody's mentor, not even my kids, right? Like I tell people, and just to kind of give y'all a frame of reference, I was taking care of family and doing all of that stuff, but I was out there, man. I was just out there, right? Going through my learning curve in life. I was one of those people. He looked Nate like, yeah, right? I was one of those people, Zaire. My eyes was always red, and I ain't have allergies, right? That's just where I was, right? 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? Tell the truth. Y'all say keep it real. But
Please
now,
do.
watch this, right? Years and years and years and years later, you have an amazing young man in Zaire Simpson who says, hey, these guys are, right, kind of showing the way. Not about us. It's about what the real prize is in the business, and it's the personal development. So for those that are looking to travel, check that box. We got it, right? For those that are looking to create that life-changing income, check that box. We got it. For those that are looking to leave a legacy, to bring up that next generation, when Nate Newman said, each one teach one, man, right? At some point, it goes from you being successful to you being significant in somebody else's life, to you having impact in somebody else's life. And that's right. I don't know. I think y'all can probably hear it in me, right? But that's what I get passionate about now. Not just the money, but what you can do as a result of your development, helping and passing that on. So just thank you for bringing that up, man. And Zaire, I echo everything that Nate New said, man. It's incredible to watch you, to grow, to be a part of your testimonial is beyond humbling. So appreciate you, bro. Super excited for you. Yep.
Now, if you're just joining us, Shame on you, but we'll forgive you because when I tell you this is amazing, we want to thank you guys because you are tapping into Let's Be Real. MsNita LLynch and I are conversing with three amazing gentlemen that you can see on the screen. We have director Nate Newman, we have director Jay Stewart, and we have the amazing Zaire Simpson. And tonight, guys, they are giving you the male perspective. They are being transparent and really just talking about how amazing this travel industry is and the options that you have in it. Now, guys, you've been sharing some amazing things, but I want you guys to think back. Some of you guys, it's 8 years ago when you just joined this awesome opportunity. Now, I know that some of you have done network marketing before. I'm not sure if Zaire Simpson has, but please let us know if you have. When you joined this amazing opportunity, what were your initial thoughts? And I'm going to start with director Nate Newman.
Forget you, Jay Stu. Honestly, and again, our story is twofold. So when he invited me to get back inside of travel, I had been out of the game of network marketing for about 7 years. I had vowed never to do it again. Didn't have a good experience with the last company that I was with, and I went on my principal run, my educate. I said I'm gonna get my 6 figures in education, and so when I came back, my initial thought was like, man, can I really go back and talk to the people who were hurt with me in that last deal? Like, and some people already have a negative stigma when it comes to network marketing. And so it was a mental hurdle for me. And some of you guys out there that's listening, maybe you've tried something before. Maybe you didn't have a bad experience. Maybe you just didn't win the way you wanted to win. So when the real vehicle comes, when the opportunity that can really set you free comes, you're pump faking. You're hesitating because you're not sure if this is the deal. And you got to keep swinging, man. I was a baseball coach. Understanding, man, millionaires strike out 7 out of 10 times. If you can hit that ball 3 out of 10 times, you're a millionaire. So for me, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to keep swinging, because it's not if you're going to hit the ball, it's when. And with Planet Marketing, with this travel vehicle, we flat out hit a home run. So what were my thoughts? My thoughts were, can I go back and talk to people? And then it was like them 2 angels on my shoulder. Well, you was hurt over here. And then the other angel's like, bruh, it's travel. What you talking about? Like, it's recess. So I had this conversation. It was actually Jay Stu who said, look, bruh, it's just bust through the front door, get back on the bike. It's like riding a bike. You're gonna get your groove back. You're gonna get your balance back, but you just got to put one foot in front of the other. So when we first started in travel, I had to get my mind in a place of, we can have this conversation with people no what they've experienced before. Because if I got the cure, like it's a story, and I'll close on here with this, that says, if you had the cure for cancer, what would you do? Right? Maybe you thought you had the cure before. Maybe you tried some other remedy before and it didn't work. But what if you knew you had the cure? Would you tell somebody? Would you care about any other remedy that you tried before? Or would you give the people you cared about most the remedy to cancer? And for me, this vehicle, it cures financial cancer. And so Jay Stu says this all the time. There's only one sale that needs to be made in this business, and that's yourself. Once you're sold, you'll never have to sell this to another person. All you have to do is share it. So those are my initial thoughts. I'm not thinking I can share it because of past experiences, to saying, you know what, I'm selling recesses and I got the cure. Let's go.
Ooh. Baby, if that was fire, drop some fire emojis in the chat, because director Nate Newman is definitely telling it like it is, just exactly like we knew he would. I'm gonna slide on over to Zaire Simpson. Same question. When you first joined this amazing opportunity, what were your initial thoughts?
So when I first joined, I only wanted to book travel. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to do no talking to nobody else. You feel me? I got my own people that I talk to get them on vacation. That's that. You feel me? I got a system already. So I wasn't open to learning anything else. So it took some time to actually learn the other side of planning and marketing side, and which was really amazing because let's go back to that development again. I started reading something because I was like, there's got to be a different switch. I don't want to just be out the super booker. I didn't want to go out and just book everybody's travel because I was like, all right, I think a little bit more than 1,500 a month. I need a little bit more than that. Because I was saying I was gonna try to double my income. I ain't even trying. I was gonna do it. But then, so I actually started learning the actual residual side, and then I was like, hold on. You're telling me there's 7 additional checks on the other side, and I was just using okay. So once I learned that was like a light switch for me, and then I was 2 feet in after that. I was like, what I gotta do? What's the deal?
Ooh. Yeah.
The residual income make you change some things, right? Change your mind.
Those up to 8 checks a month make you think different.
Absolutely. You wake
You're
up
like,
like,
okay.
hold on. Okay. Keep going.
Most definitely. Now, Director Jay Stewart, I know you're ready to tap in because if we feel that this is life-changing, you can definitely, let these amazing listeners know how life-changing it's been for you. But I know it's not the same now as it was in the beginning. So in the beginning, when you first joined, because we wouldn't be here without you, what were your thoughts?
I was scared. I know you didn't expect that answer. Yeah, but I was scared. I was wondering whether or not I could do it again. That's why I went to my best friend. Right? That's why I hit him up, because I didn't know if I had another run in me, even though it was incredible, right? It was the opportunity of a lifetime. I just didn't know if I was going to be able to do it again, because there are a lot of sacrifice. There are a lot of things, right? We had some success in the industry, but we also had some failures, like Nate talked about. So, and the reason I share that is because I think sometimes people hear the stories and they think, oh yeah, they just saw it and they just did it. But no, we human just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think when people take a look at it, I think sometimes people are fearful. It's not that they don't see travel. I think you got to be blind, not just know that travel is amazing, right? People want to do it. The majority of people going to want to do it. The income is simple. I think people see it one time and see the opportunity to make money. But I think the real challenge for a lot of people is that they're nervous on whether or not they can do it. And some of them is whether or not they can do it again, right? Sometimes this business will promote you and expose you, and it'll do it real quick. Nate, right? You could probably relate to this, man. Desire too. You coming, all of y'all. You'll see people take a look at the presentation or hear the information, and you can see the light bulb come on in them, and you'll be like, yes, and they're like, no, right? Because, and here's the thing: sometimes most times we think that no is to us or to the business, but that no is really to them, right? It's really to them, to themselves, saying, you know what? I don't know if I'm really up for that challenge for me. And so that's how I felt. And the reason I wanted to share that aspect of it is because look what happened, even though we put one foot in front of the other, right? Even though we did it scared, we did it not knowing, right? We did it going in saying, Nate, I know you remember, I'm gonna have to fly through this because that makes me a little crazy. But I remember the conversations, man. It's crazy what you remember and what I remember. What I remember is you saying, man, you spent so much time in the previous companies away from the twins. You spent so much time away from the kids, right? So we were having some serious conversations, some grown man conversations, right? So yeah, it's incredible. But are we really getting ready to get down and dirty and go to work and do this damn thing? Because at the end of the day, that's what it takes, right? It takes going to work. It takes sacrifice, right? And so we had to make those decisions up front. And so if you ask me just real talk, how I felt when I took a look at it for the first time, scared to death. But we did it anyway. And it ended up working out real well.
Thank you so much, Director Stewart. You know, some people are so scared to step out, step out on faith. Director Stewart actually has a line, you scared? Okay, do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So when our kids come to us and they're scared of something, we don't be like, oh no, don't try it because it's different. No, we support them. We're there for them. Do you know how much Director Newman had to be like, okay, Naima, so if you had kids, would you just send them in the street by themselves? I was like, I don't have kids, but would I send my puppy in the street by himself? No. You know, when you're learning how to ride a bike, does your parent just throw you on the bike and be like, no, they're there. You're going to fall. So what? What do? Get up again. So what? You fell down. Okay. Get up again. You try something. It didn't work. It's not the end of the world. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Try it again. And we talk about a real try, not the fake try, not the well, I tapped in once. I tried to book a trip. It didn't work. I shared with 2 people, and I'm not a goal builder yet.
Huh?
I invited 1 person this whole month to take a look at this awesome opportunity. Why am I not a director? Make it make sense. No, I'm talking about a real try. When you don't have a job, your job is looking for a job. You're applying, interviewing. You're putting forth effort.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, you went to
Different.
school, you went to work, you raised your kid, you were still a licensed LMT, you still did this business. You made everything work.
Absolutely.
Because you saw something else.
Absolutely. I knew that I wanted more. Point blank, period. That's it for myself and my son. While working my good government job, yeah, okay. But I still know I want more, need more, and I desire more. That's it. That's all. And with that being said, I knew this opportunity will make it happen for me. You know what I mean? And just to throw it back really fast before I go on to my next question, because it just came to me, Director Newman, with this opportunity, you was able to send your sons to college on a Newman scholarship. Am I right? Or am I right? Can you talk about that for a hot second? With this opportunity, please do, because it just resonated when he mentioned the twins. I was like, oh, this kind of impromptu, but please talk about that for a hot second, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime you embark on something, there needs to be a burning desire,
Mm-hmm.
right? A worthy ideal, cause. And when we had started this business, we also started looking at colleges for my sons. They were sophomores at the time in high school. And I asked my sons what schools were they interested in, because we wanted to start looking at schools and identifying schools to apply for. And they said, Dad, we good. We're going to go to community college. I was like, what? Now, boy, write down like 5 to 7 schools and let's look at them. Now, Dad, we're going to go to community college. We good. We all right. If y'all don't write down some schools, we're going to have a problem. It's like, Dad, we don't want to go into debt like you did. You talking about gut punch. You talking about feeling like an instant failure. No money saved for their education, and they did not believe that we would be able to cover it. Right? And so I told him, I said, look, Daddy just said that Daddy just started a new business. And by the time you graduate high school, I'm going to have the money. That was my burning desire. That is what made me take it up to another level, another gear, and go to work. And we were able to now they did chips, but these jokers chose a private school to go to. And I don't know if you know about private school. That's $100,000 a kid. So they got scholarships that cover 50%. So I'm still looking at $100,000 a year. So when we made 6 figures, understand that them 6 figures, the majority of that was tuition. And every dime of our portion of that tuition, which was $50,000 a year, right? For each kid came from this opportunity. They graduated within 4 years, honor roll, debt free.
I love that.
They both self-sufficient right now, and it was all because of this vehicle.
That's powerful.
Yes. Yes.
So now
That
you
leads right into what I'm about to ask.
talking about feeling like a
Yeah.
provider,
That's
feeling
what
like
talk
a
about that for
dad.
a second. Yeah. Because of this opportunity though. Prior to
Yeah,
that
sure.
opportunity, you was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? But
Mm.
because of this opportunity, that one text message from Director Jay Stewart, when he contacted you, it made it happen. You know, you guys went to work. So I just love that. I had to touch on that. Go ahead now.
No, I'm actually glad that you did. And I'm glad that you said that they're best friends. They weren't selfish.
Right.
Jay Stewart didn't say, I found this dope opportunity, but I'm going to keep it to myself because I want to win from me and my boys. No, he called his best friend. And like, what did he say? He was scared. But if you're scared and you're working with somebody, man, nothing can stop you. Because when you feel down, you call them. That's that support. When I feel down, look at these amazing people I have that I can lean on.
Yeah.
And that's why this energy is where it is. That's why we're winning. Because even when we're down, we're up. So I just love this vibe. And guys, I just have to ask, because you shared how it was in the beginning. But man, listen, now you're not even exactly where you want to be yet, because you're still going. You're still working this awesome opportunity. And I don't know if you guys heard, but we did say part-time. Now that you are having some success, because now the challenges I know that you have, maybe you're not as scared, or maybe, I don't know, Director Stewart may scare us and say again that he's still scared. What challenges, now that you're seeing some success, what are the challenges now? I'm going to start with Zaire Simpson.
Ooh, all right, this is a good one. This is a good one. So the challenges that I've been facing lately is becoming that person that's a person of influence to other people, you know, and like you gotta have it. See, when I had the vision, it was like, you know, I'm gonna retire at 30, you know, we're good. Husband, father, we're good, right? But now, so you've seen all these people that's attached to you who made a decision to be like, yeah, I'm gonna lock arms with you. And now you're locking arms with their lives as well. And so I don't take that lightly at all. And I love really hard. I don't know if y'all know that yet. I love extremely hard. So the people who's attached to me, you know, I'll invest time with them. And you know, so that's been one of my biggest challenges, like really becoming that person of influence that has a, a large community of people that he, is known, and they love and they trust him as well. So, and they can lean on him, just like you said, Miss Naima. So just being that person, make sure I'm strong to be that person to lean on. That's been the biggest challenge for me lately.
I love that. Thank you for your transparency. I love that.
That's real though. Yeah. I'm going to pass it on over to Director Nate Newman. What challenges do you feel, Coach, that you have now, 8.5 years in?
The challenge now is really getting people to see that this is more than just a hobby. To see that this opportunity is a serious game changer and that they can get everything that they want out of it. Harriet Tubman said, man, I would have freed more slaves had they known they weren't free, right? And a lot of people, that we don't really understand how trapped we are. We don't, we have the opportunity to create our own economy, to be the captain of our own ship. And we rely on so many other people, bosses, managers, business owners. And it's time for us to develop our own economy. So my biggest challenge is, getting people to see what this really is, so they can live some extraordinary lives. Our price point is $200, but the value is 6 figures per month. And sometimes, had you paid 6 figures to get involved with this opportunity, you would act different. But because it was only $200, you may have missed the value and didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Like, this is truly a Google moment, an Apple moment, a Facebook moment in time. So my biggest challenge is pouring into people and they not really understanding what I'm pouring into them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the hardest thing for me, giving people everything I got, and they don't realize I'm giving them something amazing. And so that's my biggest challenge, is just wanting people to understand what it is that we're doing, and where we're trying to help them go.
Ooh, thank you. All right, Director Jay Stewart.
That's my biggest challenge too. Mine is threefold. One is not selling for good when great and phenomenal is available. Right. That's the first thing. I'm good right now, better than I've ever been, financially, but my family's not good. You know what I mean? And then when everybody's good, then that's phenomenal. When we can really do, and I'm not even really good right now. Just y'all say we can keep it real. Here's the thing. I was having this conversation with a business partner the other day, and I said I was just kind of doing a chin check for myself and saying, if I have something that's broken, whether it's cars, something, the household appliance, whatever, and I have to say, you know what, I gotta get that next month, I ain't where I need to be at. You know what I mean? And that's just real talk. That's for me. I don't know if that's for anybody else, but that's for me. I'm like, you know what? Okay, you all right, but you ain't good. You know what I mean? So not selling for good when great and phenomenal is available. That's number one. Number two is fully embracing and stepping into the responsibility that's been laid at our feet. Right. And what I mean by that, when I hear my God, Nate Newman, say that my God kids came and said XYZ, and then they stood up and delivered, right? Got them through college on the. Here's the question that I asked myself. If that was good for Nate New, and that came as a result, and it could have been anybody, it doesn't have to be me that gave the invitation. But if it came from an invitation, at what point do you say, you know what? Okay, that's good. I'm not helping anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So the responsibility is, man, it's like, when is it over? It ain't never over. Right. And I'm just kind of having that epiphany like right now. You know what I mean? It's never over, because at what point is it, you know what, I'm tired of freeing people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that last part for me, the biggest challenge for me right now is getting mentally and physically in shape to finish that fight. Right. Mentally and physically in shape to finish that fight. That's it. Those are the challenges for me.
Those are my challenges too.
Yeah, I already know, bro. Bad boy. You know what to do.
Proud of that, baby.
Oh, goodness.
Man. It's crazy because of the fact that, we share so many different things, right? And I noticed that people get really weird or shy away, or whatever the word you want to call it, when it comes down to the business. Like, we share, we got your hair done, the barbershop, the mechanic, right? What gym you go to. We share everything else. My question is, why do you feel people shy away from sharing this opportunity? You know what I mean? Like, that's my question. If the Girl Scout cookies come, we gonna buy the cookies from the kid, right? I got the popcorn from the lady next door in my cubicle. She got the popcorn. She sold it to me. I bought it, but she's on the. So why do we do that? Why do you think? Why do you feel people shy away from sharing this opportunity? I'm gonna start with Zaire.
All right, bad. Cool. I got that one. Because it's new. Like, the industry itself isn't new, but like the way it's transformed into like how everything is right at our fingertips now, that's still new. Because like I think that part has been, I would say, manipulated in the beginning times. Like, you can make money fast, or you can make money from your phone, all that good stuff. So people still kind of hurt from that. And now this is a legitimate opportunity that came around, right? Like, directing them and say, you gotta keep swinging. Do I really want to get into it? Try it again. You feel me? So when you finally just jump in and like just learn it and come in with an open heart and an open mind, it changes things, right? So I think that's why people shy away from it because it's still new.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Director Newman, why do you think people shy away or get kind of weird when it comes down to sharing this opportunity with people?
I mean, it's a plethora of things. Fear of failure, you know, fear of rejection, especially from people whose opinion you value.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think the biggest thing is, so in any industry, any vocation, there are bad players.
Mm.
Right? I'm sure some of you can say there's some bad teachers that you had along your education journey, but then there were some great ones, right? There's some great bosses that you had in your journey, but then there's some good and bad in everything. And I think with network marketing, there's also some bad companies out there. And so there's a negative stigma when you're building a team or you're building a network marketing company. And some people don't want their sphere of influence to know they're doing it because it's like, oh, you that desperate? You doing that? You trying to get people to, oh, that's all you can do. You can't, don't you got a degree? Aren't you a doctor? Aren't you right? Not realizing that this is simply a business vehicle that allows you to maximize profits fast, right? Without a big investment. And so, I think it's a lot of things for different people. Those are just a few that come to mind. And so it's really about overcoming your limiting beliefs.
Ooh.
And once you kind of lock in on if this is for you, let that be your story. When people walk away from me, they walk away, they might not believe in what I'm selling or what I'm sharing. But when they walk away from me, they're going, boy, that Nate Newman sure do believe in what he's sharing. And so, that's my stance. back to you.
That's facts. Yup. Same question to me.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'll be quick. I see somebody just said Q&A. Two things for me where I think people, and it's a plethora, like Nate New said, Zaire said the same thing. What Zaire said is new. Two things. One, people drag their past forward, right? And it's a lot in that, meaning that they're carrying all of that old baggage from things that they went through or what have you. And what that leads to, in my opinion, is just my opinion, is it leads to what I call the God complex, right? Where and that's where you make a decision about another person's destiny without ever having a discussion with them about it. Does that make sense? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
make a decision about another person's destiny without ever having a discussion. So that means I could have, because of our past experiences, good or bad, right? I could have said when I got the opportunity, I could have said, you know what, I'm not gonna call New because I don't want to put him through, right? I don't know what we're gonna do. Da, 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 da. Then I'll make a decision about this man's destiny without ever having a discussion, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that comes from dragging your past forward. Erica
Mm-hmm.
Badu got a song called Bag Lady, right? You gonna something to your back, you gonna hurt your back, right? Carrying all them bags like that. Right? Yeah, y'all get y'all mouth. Right, but y'all get my point, right? Y'all get my point, man. Yeah, you gotta let that stuff go.
Right.
So that you don't get that God complex. They stuck on the back thing. I love it.
It makes sense, though. It makes sense. Back to you, Naima.
Guys, we will have a Q&A session, so you can start dropping your questions in the chat. Any questions you have for any amazing person you see on this panel, please drop them in the chat because I know the gentleman will be excited to answer your questions. And if for some reason you are just joining us, welcome to Let's Be Real with Miss Naima Smith and MsNita LLynch. We have been having an amazing conversation with Director Nate Newman, Zaire Simpson, and Director Jay Stewart, giving the male perspective on killing it in this amazing industry of travel. And before we jump into the Q&A, I just have to actually ask one last question to these phenomenal men. Now, I know most people feel that travel is for women. Oh, that travel industry. And then you keep seeing the women winning. Hence why we have these gentlemen on tonight. So, for anyone watching this, gentlemen, what would you say to the men who have been maybe tapping in, or the men who are going to see this later? What would you say if they're on the fence about partnering with any one of us in this amazing opportunity, but a little nervous because they see more women winning in the industry? Director Jay Stewart.
Yeah, I knew it. And I was like, just one more time. Just go around. One more again. Here's my quick answer. I thought to my brothers. Creating wealth and travel is not gender specific, man. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just really not. Money doesn't care what your gender is, right? And when you're talking about being a boss, you can look at this thing. Here, I'll say it this way. People look at the travel business, in my opinion, and that's what most people see. The travel business, meaning booking travel. They look at that and they associate a female to it, right? That's just, we keeping it a buck. When you look at the other side, look at the full scope, that's not gender specific in my mind, right? If I'm opening up franchises all around the world online, that ain't got nothing to do with my gender, right? But I think sometimes we associate booking travel with having a headset on and sitting behind a computer, and most men will look at that and say that's not manly. You know what I mean? And that's okay. We got men that kill it in the travel game, right? $1 million book. We got men that kill it. But at the same time, if you're looking at the entire thing, the travel business and the business of travel, then I think men can see themselves on that second part more than they can see themselves on the front. So,
Zaire Simpson, same question.
Oh man, better put your pride and ego to the side. Simple as that. You know, if you need some help out here, the help is available for you. Don't let your pride and your ego get in the way. Oh, that's a woman thing. That's like, wait, that's gonna keep you in your broke zone. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right.
Did he drop the mic on him?
I think it's something that said boom.
Yeah, he hit the mute on the jump. Boom.
Okay.
Quick. He was like,
That's how you do it, Sherm. That's how you do it.
Okay, come into the money zone. Get out that comfort zone. Listen.
Okay, right, period. I was like, oh, Mike drop.
The young gun hit it on the head. Pride, ego. I mean, men are always comparing, right? My car, your car. My job, your job. What I did for my woman, what you did for you. What are you doing? I'm a mechanic. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I'm a digital content creator. I got my own this. I got my own that. So you going around the room, everybody talking about pumping their chest, what they do. What you do, brother? Travel. Like, come again? I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a personal trainer. What you do? Travel. Say it with your chest. You travel, bruh. Nah. But real talk, I think it's about just educating men, man. I had a young lady said, my male friend thinks it's a girly thing, and I was like, look, man, it's about making money. I said it's no different than you can be a barber or you can be the barbershop owner, right? You can be the real estate agent or the real estate broker. Which one would you rather be? Who makes the most money? I said you had the McDonald's brothers who had shakes, burgers, and fries. But Ray Kroc was like, I can sell this all around the world. Would you rather have thousands of franchises or just one thing? So when I'm talking to a man, most men are bottom line kind of guys. I'm going to talk to them in a way, either sports analogy, or I'm going to use what I just used to share with you to show, look, even if it is a woman-dominated sport, what if you went out there and got 100 women who went out there and killed the game? Wouldn't you like 10% of everything that they go build? So, yeah, put your ego and pride to the side, but sometimes you got to get to the bottom line and show a man where the money is. for those that are motivated by money. And those men who are motivated by helping people, show how you can help people. It's about identifying that man's need or the problem that he wishes to solve. And when you can show him how he can do that thing that he desires to do with this vehicle, then he can open. See, I didn't care about what it was. I saw this as a vehicle that could change my life, period. That could pay for the twins' college, period. That can give my wife the house she deserved, the car that she deserved, the clothes that she deserved. That I can do I can say yes to all the questions I've had to say no to. I don't care if it was cat food. If it was going to make me rich, I'm going to make sure every cat on the block got some Purina. You understand me?
That part.
Facts.
Boom.
There you go, Zaire.
Slam dunk.
2 mic drops back to back.
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
Whew.
How Director Jay Stu would say, God bless, good night. Okay.
Okay.
Out. God bless.
I mean,
Good night. Yeah.
Yeah. Period. Guys, make sure you drop your questions in the chat if you do have one. I do see an amazing question in the chat, and I'm not sure if it's directed at anyone, so any of you gentlemen can take this. It says, how can you be humble but still aggressive about going out there and getting to the bag?
Oh, that's a great question.
Can I jump out there first? I got it. All right, cool. All right. One, just be confident in yourself. You know, one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this business is to really serve people. If I learn how to serve people, right, my community will speak for itself, right? I don't have to toot my own horn, none of that, right? So that's really much it. So I'm getting really, really good at serving people, and that's been an amazing thing because I've built an amazing community out here, and it's growing every single day, you know. And that's just one of the beautiful things about remaining humble, just serve your people.
In the words of Forrest Gump, that's all we got to say about that.
That's it. That's it. That's all.
I'm like, wow. Okay. And that was actually the only question in the chat. Wow. Right. So, sis, since we're on here, do you have any questions for these amazing gentlemen?
Director Newman have something.
I think I saw this question. So how you can be humble was one. What mindset is needed to get over the fear?
Oh,
great question. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's me. I'm trying to find the chat. Y'all don't know where it's at. So I don't know.
They're on their Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm already missing that. I know I spoke about being scared. What mindset did it take to get over the fear? Having a strong why, being able to tap into your why. Your why got to be bigger than your fear. You know what I mean? And courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So I guess it's an attitude or a mindset of courage, right? Being able to say, yeah, I'm afraid, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, right? And so in order to do that, you need to have something that fuel you to push you past that, right? The majority of people will, and I won't say the majority, but most, they do. They'll be afraid and they won't tap into that why. When I think about any big challenge that I had in my life, anything that I've overcome, and where I was really, really afraid or fearful, and I look back, I can always point to, well, how did I get past it? Something was chasing me. You know what I mean? It was a why. I had a burning desire to get that done where I was not going to take no for an answer, to go, I was going to run through that brick wall if it was one in front of me. So being able to tap into that why is what will give you the courage, in my opinion, to go and do the thing that you're afraid to do. If that makes sense.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's powerful.
If anything is resonating with anyone in the chat, definitely let us know. Type of more information, type a fire emoji, a dollar sign, give us a money bag, something. Let us know that you are there with us and that this is resonating with you.
And you know what? I want to shout out because we have some amazing travel business owners on the line. We have some of our business partners on the line. If you are one of our amazing business partners, please put travel in the chat. We want anyone watching this to know that it is real, that it's not just us on here, talking about how amazing it is. We want people to see more evidence because we have some amazing evidence right here. But please drop travel in the chat. Let us know we are here. There are so many of you to shout out, so we are not going to take up any more time and shout each and every one of you out. But we want to thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate you guys. If you are watching this on the replay, please put hashtag replay. We want to know that you have checked it out. And guys, I have to say thank you, first and foremost, to my amazing co-host, MsNita LLynch, and to these amazing gentlemen that slayed this amazing conversation. Thank you so much to our coaches, Director Nate Newman and Director Jay Stewart. And thank you so much to our brother in success, the amazing Zaire Simpson. We cannot have had this amazing conversation today without any of you. And we're going to thank everybody that tuned in today because we could not have had this fire chat going on without you guys. So we want to thank you so much for joining us this amazing Tuesday on Let's Be Real. And every other week, we are right here on our amazing Facebook Live. So thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, and comment. And trust me, we will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing, amazing evening.
Yes, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.